Welcome back to the Friday Finish Lines. Thank you for joining me here on my YouTube channel where I take motivational quotes and I use them on different topics, not only to inspire you guys, but you take these quotes and use them to inspire others. With that being said, my topic of discussion today is showing up. Showing up for yourself, showing up for others, and realizing that over time, as you keep showing up, success will come to you. And this is my first video of the year. So happy 2026. Happy New Year to all of you. I'm wishing you the best on your resolutions, on your journey. I wish nothing but blessings for you this entire year. So I have one amazing quote for you guys today. Let's get started. All right, guys, this is going to be a pretty simple and straightforward video, and I have talked about it before, and I just really think this is a good one to start the year off, right? And just everything that's already happened at the beginning of this year, it really just kind of speaks to me, and I'm going to kind of give my little testimony at the end. But this idea that showing up, being there for the ones you love, being there for yourself, creates this sort of compound interest over time, and you start to realize as you change, as you grow, and as you put yourself in positions to change and to grow, then you'll start to see that everything that you've been hoping for, everything you've been asking for will come into fruition. And I'll give you a little bit of my experience. I wish I could find it. I wish I had kept it, but years ago, and maybe even throughout the years, I've always said that these videos will take me where I want to go, and they will create the person that I want to become, and it will show and allow me to speak and communicate the things that I want to say to people and help me in my career and my job and schooling and all these kind of things. And it actually did come true, and actually did help me get the job I have today. And thankfully so, my manager, my boss that I have now, she not only let me know that she looked into my videos, but that it had a contribution to, signing me on, taking me on full time. And this idea that in a situation where they needed someone and they needed to depend on someone, they had no idea who I was, that my digital footprint allowed them to be like, oh, you know what? Maybe this is the guy that we need. And not only did she say that, but she shared it with my CEO. She shared it with, someone who created a business, who has people that look up to him, who is a leader. And that speaks volumes to me, and that just shows me that if I keep doing this, good things will happen, and good things have happened. And a lot of us are afraid to do this because we want our blessings now. We want to have it now. But at the end of the day, we are on God's timing, and He who has the ultimate plan will continue to show us and put us in positions to not only grow, but to be prepared for our blessings, because God tests us, not because He wants to see what we are capable of or, put us in these stressful situations, but He needs us to be at a certain point and to be acting a certain way and to be showing a certain value and having a certain mindset in order to give us these blessings, because it may not necessarily be His will and His way, because we have choice. We have the option of choice. So He puts us in these positions to make a choice, to find out if we are ready. And He's not forsaking us or going to look down on us if we make the wrong choice. He's only going to try to His best to put us in more positions to make those choices. Because at the end of the day, like I will always say, and I will continue to beat this like a dead horse, is the idea that we are our greatest enemies. And then when we find ourselves in positions where we are forced to change and forced to grow, we sort of, something changes in our mind, something switches. And this idea that if you continue to put yourself in positions to not only, stretch yourself beyond your bounds, you will start to see this, something happen inside of you. Start to look in the mirror and think, wow, why was I even worried a couple of years ago? Why was even, you start to realize that everything you've been praying for or everything you've been looking for is right there in front of you. And, whether it's God, the universe, whatever religion you believe in, it all has some sort of basis to it, that if you continue down this path of making the wrong choices, doing the wrong things, even though you're doing these wrong things, it's just going to keep happening. You'll find yourself in the same positions, same situations, until you make the right choice and actually go against what your brain is telling you, and actually think to yourself, okay, maybe I shouldn't just be acting this way because I can. Maybe I should actually take a step back, look at the situation, and think to myself, okay, how do I come out this the way that it should come? And whether this is a lesson or a blessing, who knows what it is, I'm going to take it and use it to become better, so that the next time this happens, I can get past it and I can move on to my next blessing. I can move on to the next thing, because a lot of us are so fixated on what's happening in front of us that it takes us away from that next thing. And, you know, I understand everyone's situation is different and things happen for a reason. So don't be afraid to put yourself in situations where, you know, it might be a little stressful for you, because, you know, neurons create as they are destroyed, new ones are created, and your brain chemistry just fluctuates. It gets like, you know, on this haywire, because when you are faced with a fight or flight situation, it really sort of, you know, brings out that inner you, the real true you, and it really shows you where you are in your life. And so my quote for you guys today is, my success is inevitable because I just keep showing up. And I really just love that so much, and it really speaks a lot of volumes, and it really is a big motto in my life. And it kind of shows that the more you show up for the ones you care about, the more you show up for yourself, the more you show up for the things that you want in your life, the more blessings will come your way, because it's inevitable. I mean, it's almost like scientific, because at the end of the day, like, you know, eventually something's going to happen. If you are in these positions, if you are doing these things, something is bound to happen. You are bound to find something. And I also kind of relate this to like something me and my dad and my family have gone into, and it's estate sales. You know, like, you know, obviously it's a lot of money to go to these things, but, you know, the more you just go to them and you go and you see, you'll find a little treasure. You'll find something you maybe weren't even looking for, and something that you thought you would never find, and you find it. You know, I'm just relating that to the situation, but it's this idea that if you just keep being there, you keep just finding yourself in these positions where you are pushed to make the right choice. And I mean, obviously we never really know what the right choice is, but in that moment you will know, and you'll show you, and you'll think to yourself, man, I can't believe I've been dealing with this for so long. I can't believe I've been going around in these circles when it was right there in front of me. And sometimes it is right there in front of us. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me here on my Friday Finish Lines. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching my videos, tuning in, and enjoying me rant for maybe like 6 or 7 minutes. Sorry, I had to do it. But with that being said, in this beginning of the year, a woman was killed in Minneapolis by ICE agents, who not only shot her in the face, but shot her because they could, because they can. And our president, our vice president, the woman in charge of national security, whoever the fuck she is, she went on live television and are lying to our faces, looking us all dead in the eyes and saying what we saw with our own eyes is not real. And that is also something I wanted to relate to this video, because if you show up and stand up for what's right, good things will happen. And at the end of the day, when you see something like that with your own two eyes, it's terrible. It is, you know, it's scarring. And I don't think they realize like what they've done. And I really hope this is a catalyst to push people to come together and realize that, man, they really, really don't care about us. That what's happening in this world at this moment is just, it's terrible. And there is new things coming, and there's a push and shift in this world, and people are finally maybe peeking behind the veil and realizing that what's going on is not what it seems. And so, you know, rest in peace, Renee. You know, blessings to her family. And, you know, I say this, you know, as something, you know, testimony for maybe my kids will see one day, just give them an update of the times. But just know that what's happening right now in the world just all has us holding our breath, and everyone's just angry. You know, you can kind of feel that. You can feel that anger, you can feel that frustration. So, you know, I continue to pray to God and ask to heal this world. Continue to pray to God and ask to heal my family and friends. And as we continue to push through this in our lives, we have to realize that we have each other, and that they cannot take that away from us. There is more of us than there are of them. So, drink your water, stay safe, get those resolutions, write them down, make a vision board, do what you must, and stand up for what's right, because you know what's right. All right, I'll see you next week with a new video. See ya.